Season 4 already has its theme confirmed, and one specific detail buried inside that description tells me exactly where this next chapter is really going. The season is being built around the idea of cycles and origins, and it specifically digs into Georgia's family background at the same time the show is dealing with her unresolved pregnancy and the mystery of who the father actually is. Here's the evidence. The official description for Season 4 doesn't just say Georgia is pregnant again. It frames the entire season around exploring where Georgia actually came from as a person while she sits in the middle of another uncertain pregnancy. Pairing those two things together in the same season description isn't random. It's the show directly connecting Georgia's present situation to her own past. Connect that to everything we already know about Georgia as a character. Her entire backstory has been built on instability. Young motherhood forced onto her far too early, and a rotating cast of men who never gave her real stability growing up. If this season is officially framed around cycles and origins, while Georgia herself is pregnant again without knowing whether Paul or Joe is the father that mirrors her own upbringing in a way that feels intentional rather than coincidental. Now the other read. Maybe Cycles and Origins is really about Ginny instead of Georgia, since Ginny spent Season 3 making impulsive choices that echoed her mother's own teenage mistakes, almost beat for beat. That's a completely valid direction, too. And honestly, just as supported by the last season's ending. But the official description specifically says the show is digging into Georgia's family background, which points the cycle theme back toward her own unresolved history, rather than only Ginny's choices. My prediction is that Season 4 uses Georgia's paternity mystery as a direct mirror to her own uncertain origins growing up, and the season slowly reveals that her instability as a mother comes from patterns she inherited long before Ginny was ever born. If Season 4 barely touches Georgia's own childhood and keeps Cycles and Origins focused purely on Ginny's mistakes, then this theory falls apart quickly. Still, a season built specifically around the words cycles and origins, while Georgia faces her own uncertain pregnancy again, feels like a deliberate parallel and not a coincidence.